Like every other trip we have gone on in the past few months, this one started off at 6 a.m. This time of year, the sun is just starting to come up and the air has a crispness to it that just wasn't there a month ago. J.R.R. Tolkien wrote in The Fellowship of the Ring, "September came in with golden days and silver nights." Where I live, this applies more so to October than September, but every year about this time I start thinking about that line and about rereading those books, for what must be the 20th time. Our first stop was the local Flying J truck stop for some much-needed diesel. We average about 13 miles per gallon with the trailer attached, so the range is about 350 miles between fuel-ups, which is much different from the usual 600 miles between fuel-ups that my truck gets without a trailer in tow. Today's destination was Waldport, Oregon, right by the Alsea Bay in the central Oregon coast. On my list were some beach photographs and Thor as well in particular. Also some forest photographs should the opportunity arise. The weather forecast was looking favorable for overcast skies with the possibility of rain. I could do without the rain, but overcast skies is preferred for black and white photography and the shots I had in mind. We set up camp on a bluff overlooking the Alsea Bay and the Bay Bridge and flew the drone up over the bay. I also got a few images of the bridge. The first day was productive, but it sure felt discouraging and frustrating going to the coast and photographing just the bridge. But first days on most photography trips feel like that regardless, unless the photography opportunities just start smacking you over the head. But that is a rare occurrence. The next morning, however, greeted me with basically perfect conditions for the photography I had envisioned. Finding the right, or should I say closest parking lot to get to Thor's Well actually took 3 trips and 3 scouting hikes. There are 3 parking lots, 4 if you count the Cape Perpetua Visitor Center lot, which you can park in, that all have trails that lead you to Thor's Well. Each hike is nice in its own way, but the turnout marked Cook's Inlet is actually the closest, and the one you want if Thor's Well is your goal and you want to get there by the most expedient route. Thor's Well is best photographed an hour before or an hour after high tide. High tide on Sunday morning was at 8:30 a.m. We got to Thor's Well at 9:30 a.m. Perfect. Also perfect was a high bright overcast that provided a giant softbox in which to photograph the well at shutter speeds which would accentuate the movement of the water. The wind was blowing about 8 to 12 miles per hour from the south, so not really 4x5 large format conditions at all. But the Hasselblad stepped in and did great. I exposed about 6 frames on T-Max 100, which was what was in the film back at the time. It is an exciting and precarious place to make a photograph, and with film it always feels like a total gamble. But it also seems that you can accomplish in 6 frames with film what it takes 50 frames to do with in digital. I'm not sure why that is, but one of the 6 frames of film that I exposed was exactly what I was looking for. And of the 50 frames with the X-T3 that I shot, there are about 3 which are digital equivalents. That afternoon the wind picked up and really started blowing. 30 to 40 miles per hour. It also started raining, but I had done what I had set out to do for the trip, so it was really nice to not worry about photography and to go out to the great Mexican restaurant in Waldport for some wonderful cheese enchiladas, which were delicious.